The video you're about to watch, you may find offensive in the sense that it doesn't align with what you've been taught for years. So it's up to the viewer's discretion to watch. Yeah, so just so you know, and enjoy the video.
The scroll of Hanok, the word of blessing with which Hanok blessed the righteous elect who shall live in the day of the trouble, when all the wicked and irreverent will be rejected, whereas the righteous shall be delivered. Hanok, a righteous man whose eyes were opened by Elohim, the Mighty Ones, saw the vision of the Pure One who from the heavens spoke his word, and he responded, "The vision of the Pure One of the heavens was revealed to me, and I heard all the words of the watchers and the pure ones. And because I listened, I have learned all things from them, and understood what I saw, that what I am speaking of will not take place in this generation, but in a generation which is to succeed at a distant period to come. It is about of the elect that I speak, and for them that I pronounce my message. The pure Mighty One shall come from his habitation. The eternal Elohim shall tread the earth upon Mount Sinai. He shall appear with his great army, and be manifested in the strength of his force from the heights of the heavens. And all shall be afraid with great fear and trembling. Even the watchers shall be terrified, and they shall be seized and be punished in the confines of the earth, and even to the ends of the earth. The lofty mountains shall be cracked up, and the exalted hills shall crumble, and shall be lowered, and shall melt like a honeycomb in the flame. The earth shall split open, and all things that are on the land shall perish. For there comes a judgment upon all, even upon all the righteous. But with them shall he make the shalom. Yet he shall protect the chosen ones, and upon them shall the clemency relapse. Then all of them shall belong to Yahweh Elohim, shall be happy and blessed. You will help them all, and the splendor of the Mighty One's person shall illuminate them. Look at Yahweh, for he comes with 10,000 of his pure ones to execute judgment upon all, and he shall annihilate the wicked. And he shall punish all who are fleshly concerning all their wicked deeds that they have committed wickedly, and concerning all the harsh words which wicked sinners have spoken against him.
Song of Moshéh. Compatibility mode. Word window. Song of Moshéh. Compatibility mode. Editing.
Song of Moshéh, Deuteronomy 32, 1-43.
1 Ha'ezi Nahashamayim Wa'athabira, W Dishmahai Red Simri Pai. Selected.
Let the heavens give an ear, and I will speak words, and let the earth hear the sayings of my mouth. 1.
Tuya Arav Kamada Arlikai, Tizel Kittel Imrathai Ki Esir Imali Theshi, W Kirby Vimali Esev. Selected.
2. Let my teaching fall like the rain. Let my saying descend like the dew, like showers upon the grass, and like abundant rains upon the plants.
3 Kishi M Yahweh Ekra, Habathal El Elohayana. Selected.
Because I will proclaim the name of Yahweh, praise ye the greatness of our mighty ones. The NIV omits because. The reason this song is important and beautiful is due to his name.
Motzer Tamir Pa'i Lucky Eagle Draka YW Mishpati, El Imana HWEYNAWEL Tzadik W Yasha Arha, selected.
The rock, his work is perfect, because all of his ways and rectitude, a power of fidelity, and without any wrongness, loyal and upright is he. Comments. Yahshua is the rock. The Father is his greatness. John 14:28.
5 Shish Th Lo Lo Bana YW, Moma M Dowrik DSHUW Thildal, selected.
Those who are not his children have acted corruptly against him. Their shame is warped and tortures generation. Those who believe on his name have the privilege to be called sons of Yahweh. John 1:12. Those who do not are not his children.
6 Hala Yahweh Timla Zo Thm Nava LW Lo Chuka M. Halo Haebika. Kanaka Haiska WA Han Neka, selected.
Is this what you repay to Yahweh, O foolish and unwise people? Isn't he your Father? He created you, he made you, and he formed you. Yahweh is their Father, for they do not acknowledge him, and for now he will not acknowledge them either.
7 Skor Imoth Aula M. Bina Schnaut Dower WA Dower. SHLAVika W Yagath Kazikanika W Yomra La KH, selected.
Remember the days of old. Consider the years of generation after generation. Ask your father, and he will tell you. Ask your elders, and they will say to you.
8 Bihanchel Eliam Gauyam, Bihop Prithoutni Yatha M, Yitz Savit Vilat Amim El Mikboltni Yel, selected.
Because the Most High gives the nation an inheritance. When he divided the sons of Aphim, he set up the boundaries of the people according to the number of the sons of power. Masoretic says sons of Israel here, but the Dead Scroll reads as here.
9 Kiche Lek Yahweh Mo, Yaakov Shevel Nakalathau, selected.
Because the portion of Yahweh is his people, Yaakov is measuring line of his inheritance.
10 Yom Tzehi Habi Eretz Mithbar, UWV the Hagil El Ishimanika Ben Ha, Ivan Eni Ha Yitzrin Ha Kei Shoni now, selected.
He found him in the land of the desert, and in barren howling waste. He shielded him, he cared for him, he guarded him like the pupil of his eye.
11 Nesher Yahir Kino Al Gauzala YW, Yirish Phe Pros Nafe Yikdashe Ha Yisa Iha Al Everthau, selected.
Like the eagle stirs up his nest, he hovers over his young ones. He spreads his wings, he catches him. He carries him upon his long wings.
12 Yahweh Be the Th Yanchana, WEYNMOEL Neka R, selected.
Yahweh alone, he led him, and there existed no foreign power with him.
13 Yarchive Ha Alba Moth A Reds WA Yokul Trnavat Satha Y, WA Yenik Huthvash Misela W Sheman Mich Almimser, selected.
He made him ride over the heights of the land, and he ate the fruits of the field, and he nourished him with honey from a stone and oil from a flinty rock. The scroll Yashar documents this happening during Israel's captivity in Mizraim, Egypt, in 67, 55 to 56, through not otherwise mentioned in Exodus.
14 Kemeth Beka RWHAL Bitso N I'm Che Lep Karim W Alim Nivasha NW Adathim I'm Che Lep Goliath Chita HW Tommy NAV Tish Chamer, selected.
The curd of the herd and the milk of the flock, with the fat of the lambs and rams of the sons of Vashan, and goats with the finest grains of wheat, and you drunk wine, blood of the grape.
15 WA Yishman Ishuran WA IVAT. Shananta Abid Ha Kasid Ha, WA Yidosha Lao ASA Ha WA Enab Eltzer Ishu Athal, selected.
But the upright one grew fat, and he stampeded. You were filled. You became heavy. You grew plump. So he abandoned the mighty, being who made him, and he rejected the rock of his salvation. Stampled is closer to the meaning than kicked, especially since they abandoned him through greed for gain. Compare Yeshayahu 17:10-11. This not only happened long ago, it happened during the 1st century also.
16 Yakni Habizarim. Bithau Avoth Yakikaha. Selected.
They made him jealous with alien things. By disguising things they angered him. Hmm.
17 Yas Palasha Thime Lo Elo. Elohim Lo Ithahum. Chathashim Miktarov Bauw Lo Sarum Avathikem. Selected.
They made slaughter offerings to the demons, not the mighty being, mighty ones they did not know, new ones who appeared recently. Your fathers did not fear them. The demons to which they made slaughter offerings, Lord equals Baal, God equals fortune, Dios equals Zeus, and so on.
18 Sir Ilith Kateshi. Watish Kachi El Gal Leka. Selected.
The rock who favored you, you deserted, and you forgot the power who gave you birth. Rock equals son, power equals father, no third father person.
19 Wa Yar Yahweh Wa Yin Ats Mika Ac Bana YWUW Nada YW. Selected.
And Yahweh saw it, and he rejected his sons and his daughters from anger.
20 Wa Yomer Actor of Vana Mihem. Ermah Chakaritha M. Kithar Tapakhima. Banem Loemun Bam. Selected.
And I will hide my face from them. I'll see what is their future, because they are generations of perverts, disloyal sons are among them. Mentioned in Yeshayahu, Isaiah 8:17 and 57:17.
21 Hem Chi Nani Vilo El. Kia Kani Baflihem. Wane. Acne EMBLOAMBWY Nava El Ak EM. Selected.
They made me jealous by what is not a power, who angered me with their worthless worship images. So I will make them jealous by what is not a people, by uncomprehending heathen masses I will anger them. Quoted in Romans 10:19, speaking of Christianity, spiritual Israel, which is an apostasy.
22 Ki Sh Kath Shah HVA Pi WA Tikath SH Al Tachti WA Tigal Eretz WI Avila HH W8 Lehi Timoth Y Harem. Selected.
Because a fire has been kindled within my wrath, and it burns all the way to Sheol, because it will consume the earth and her harvest, and it shall set the mountains of the foundations of the mountains on fire. The day of wrath will not be a good time to be in Sheol. It is better the 7th trump, and the end of the 1,000-year reign, and the dead are judged during this time.
23 Akpael Morao Chits Say Akhali Bam. Selected.
I will heap upon them calamities. I will spend my arrows against them.
24 MZEYRAAVUW Humi Reshep WK Tep Ryra W Shen Bimotha Shalach BAM I'm Kamathikal YFR. Selected.
Wasting food shortage and consuming fever and extermination by poisons, and I will send against them the sharp teeth of the 4-footed beast, with the venom of the ones gliding in the dust. Speaking of the 4th seal, wherein the beast, fitted with the venom of the serpent, will be sent against the Christians who are against Yahweh.
25 Michuts Chakel Cherev, UW Mekatharamima H, Gam Bashar Gamthola H Yaum Qi Mish Siva H. Selected.
From the outside a sword will bereave them of children, and from the interior lethal terrors in both the young men, both the virgin and suckling, with the grey-haired men. The word terror here refers to the frightful demons within worship images. Here the 3 common Catholic worship images are named: Jesus, the young man, Virgin Mary and baby Jesus, the virgin and suckling, and God the Father, the grey-haired man. A confirming clue: virgins don't suckle.
26 MRD FAM. Ashbide Hami Anaushsikra M. Selected.
And I said, I shall scatter them. I shall erase their memory from mankind.
27 Lul YKACOYVA with circumflex WR. Pen inakrut sarimo. Pen yomra. Yathay ina RA mag W lo Yahweh pa al KAL so TH selected.
But I dread the taunt of the enemy, lest their adversary misunderstand, lest they must say, our hands are triumphing, and it is not Yahweh who did all this.
28 Ki WY Obeth et South Hema. WEYNBA Ham T Bana H. Selected.
Because heathen masses, they are lacking in sense, and there is not discernment within them.
29 Lachakamayaskala Zo TH. Yabina Elakarai M. Selected.
If only they were wise, they would understand this. They would discern it about their future.
30 Ikah Yurda Fesha TH LFUW Shna Yemyani Gurvava H. I'm Lo Kiitzara M Gara MW Yahweh Heat Gyra M. Selected.
How could one chase 1,000 or two put 10,000 to fight? If not because they're rock, he had sold them, and Yahweh he gave them up. Christians, when they lose, think fate decides, random chance, the odds, and think he has nothing to do with it.
31 Kilo KH Surnutsara M. W Oivin Uplile. Selected.
Because their rock is not like our rock, even our enemies coincide. Christians consider the truth a heresy. They thus concede our rock is not like theirs. And why would it say that? Because calling on the name of foreign gods, like they're being changed to these days through the scribal errors of changing the name to Jesus, God or Lord, from Yahweh and Yahshua, is one of the ways.
32 Ki Mi Jepantham Gapna MUW Mi Shatmatha Mora H N Mo. Inve Rausch. Ashcliff Rorod Lamo. Selected.
Because their vine is from the vine of Sepham, and their grapes are from the fields of Amarath, poisonous grapes, their clusters have bitter ones. The foreign vine, see the pulling up by the roots of the foreign vine, from the webpage yahashua.org.
Kamath Taninam Yina M. WROSH Thanim Oxa R. Selected.
The venom of serpents in their wine, even the poisons of deadly cobras.
34 Halo Hakamak Imathai. Chitham Beots Rothawai. Selected.
Isn't this being reserved with me, being sealed in my vault?
35 Lai Naka MW Shil M. LETH Tamut Ral M. Ki Karov Yolmitha MW Cha SH Thithat Lamo. Selected.
Vengeance is for me and retribution. Near the time their foot will slip because of the day of their tribulation has come about, and the future prepared rushes upon them. We should not kill the heretics, and this is why. Christian retribution against the lie precipitates the great tribulation, and is here means oppressions and refers to the fourth seal. See Romans 11:9, Song 69, which is Psalms 22:23, as you know. The apostle future is the decreased annihilation mentioned in Romans, Joshua, Yeshayahu, etc.
36 Ki Yathine Yahweh Mo. WL Abatha YW Yathnicha M. Ki Ur Ekies Latyath WF Ekitzer W Ajav. Selected.
Because Yahweh shall judge his people, yet he will have compassion upon his bondmen, because he sees that strength is gone and there is none left, slave or free. Christianity is Israel's Yahweh's people, is Israel. Yahweh's people, they are first in line to be judged, no escape from their own judgment by rapture.
37 Wmari Ilahi Emotser Chaka Yaval. Selected.
When he will say, "Where are the mighty ones? The rock they took refuge in," denotes the beginning of a question in Spanish. It's used here for clarity.
38 Asher Che Lep Zivach Imo Yoki Lo Yishto Yen Zika M. Yakuma W Yaziro Kem Y Yalik Ham Sithrage. Selected. 38 Which ate the fat of their slaughter offerings and which drank the wine of their drink offerings. Let them rise and let them help you, let it be a shelter for you. Selected. 39 RUW Ada H, Ki Ani Ha, WEYN Elo Imithi. Ani, Amy WAK Yeah, Makadsti, WANE Erpa WEYN Miyathi Motzil. Selected.
Look now, because I myself am he, and there are no mighty ones beside me. I who I put to death, and I bring to life, I have wounded, and I shall cure, and there is no one who can deliver me from my hand. Here is a revelation that yes, further lie refers to wrong names, which he will not honour. The only power that they lied about is Yahweh. Compare Hoshea 6:1, which is Hoshea, which speaks of his woundings and curing of his body, the convulsion.
40 Kiesa El Shamayim Yathai, WMRD Chayanokai El Ola M. Selected.
Because I shall lift my hand to the heavens, and I shall declare I am alive forever. Post-resurrection, he triumphs over the world and over the curses of the law. Compare Disclosure 1:18. In Shanof,
41 I'm Shanothai Brakchar by W Tho Che Z Bimish Pati Yathai, Ashib Naka M El Tsara YW Liam San Ayashal M. Selected.
when I sharpen my flashing sword and my hand grasp it in judgment, I shall take vengeance upon my opponents, and I shall repay it to the ones who hate me. Yet he will fulfill the law in every jot and tittle of its cures for those still under it, and not justified in his name because they opposed it.
42 Ashker Chits Say Mita M. W Charbai, Tikal Basar Mi Dam Kala L. W Shivya H Mi Roshparo Thoyev. Selected.
I shall make my arrow saturated with blood, and my sword it shall devour flesh from the blood of the profaned, and exile them from the head, the leaders of the enemy. In the marriage dinner of the Lamb, all flesh and blood shall die and be exiled from their head. The leaders of the enemy, the lie incarnate, and his preachers of the lie, who go to a lake of fire.
43 Harnina OMMOW Hishtacha Lo KAL Elohim Ki Tom Abatha YW Yiktaum W Naka M Yashiv El Tsara YW W Kaberth Mothau MO. Selected.
Rejoice, the heathen masses are his people, and let all the mighty ones. Wishful mistranslated with his.
Agatha YW 43 Harnina OMMOW Hishtacha Lo KAL Elohim Ki Tom Abatha YW Yiktaum W Naka M Yashiv El Tsara YW W Kaberth Mothau MO. Selected. 43 Rejoice, the heathen masses are his people, and let all the mighty ones bow down in reverence to him. Because he shall avenge the blood of his bondmen, and he will take vengeance upon his opponents, and his people will atone his land. Selected.
People in King James, and with his people in NIV, with is an insert. After the sixth seal coming, the great multitude of only Goyim and are his people. Disclosure 7:9. Ephraim 1:6 quotes his verse intact in the DSS and LXX, but altered in the Masoretic. Compare also Nicodemus 1:5 and Songs 97:7. His people will atone his land with the blood from their slaughter. This is mistranslated in the NIV as him, atoning, which he does not do spiritually. This also happens to be a clue that the day of Yahweh will be on the day of atonement, and why we are to afflict ourselves on that. Why we are to afflict ourselves on that day. Notes from this reading. 1. You heard that I said to you, I am going away, yet I am coming toward you. If ye may have effectually loved me, you would have rejoiced that I said, I am going to the Father, for my Father's greatness which is in me. The Aramaic here says in the Old Simeric, YNMBRDYBA, which literally means, my Father is the greatness which is from me. The Daleth clause, which is frequently misunderstood, is used, which means of that, which, who, because, or because of. The Peshitta Aramaic version says here, YNM WHBRYBAD, which literally means, because my Father greatness is he from me. But as many as accepted him, he gave privilege to them to become sons of Yahweh, to those who believe on his name. 3. And when the children of Israel heard this thing, which Pharaoh had commanded to cast their male children into the river, some of the people separated from their wives, and others adhered to them. 54. And from that day forward, when the time of delivery arrived to those women of Israel who had remained with their husbands, they went to the field to bring forth there, and they brought forth in the field, and left their children upon the field, and returned home. And Yahweh, who had sworn to their fathers to multiply them, sent one of his ministering envoys, which envoys is angels, in case you don't know, which are in heaven, to wash each child in water, to anoint and swathe it, and put it into its hands, to smooth stones from one of which is sucked milk, and from the other honey. And he caused its hair to grow to its knees, by which it shall cover itself, to comfort it, and to cleave it through his compassion for it. And when Yahweh had compassion over them, and had desired to multiply them upon the face of the land, he ordered his earth to receive them, to be preserved therein till the time of their growing up, after which the earth opened its mouth and vomited from forth, and they sprouted forth, and the city like the herb of the earth, and the grass of the forest, and they returned each to his family and to his father's house, and they remained with them. Joshua said, I am the true vine, ye are the branches. John 15:5. Yahushua said, every plant which my heavenly Father has not planted shall be rooted up. Matthew 15:13. He also said, a foreign grapevine has been planted apart from the Father. Since it is not strong, it will be pulled up by its root and will perish. Thomas 40. Yahweh also said, since you forgot the mighty ones of your salvation, and you did not record the rock of your fortress, according to this, you shall plant plantations of pleasant ones, but you shall plant the foreign vine. On the day of your planting you shall cause it to hedge in, and in the morning of your planting you shall make it flourish. The harvest is a pile on the day of the diseased and desperate suffering. This contextual, logical, and linguistical acceptable addition of who makes the statement in the next verse understandable, that he now lives forever, and also clarifies that he is in effect wounding his body in the coming extermination of Christendom, and a parallel of his crucifixion, which otherwise would he say, I live forever, if he was not first killed and resurrected. Come and let us return to Yahweh, because he who tore to pieces, but he will cure us. He injured, but he will bind our wounds. This can mean deprived of their dignity, or profaned, or slain. All these meanings are pertinent. The end.
UCAM window.
Thank you. Thank you for watching this video, and may Yahweh bless you. Blessings. In Yahweh Yahushua.